Um, Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Musisi. Thank you for joining me. I actually thought you were saying this morning that you will be busy. Thanks for joining me. Good afternoon, Chisom. Thank you for joining me as well. Uh, just to let you know, my will not be that loud because I've got cough, sore throat. So I've been managing myself and I have to do the live. So I know I'm just gonna keep it low. And I'm trying to keep my life to 1 hour, maximum 1.5 hours. Today I've got to support someone who is doing monetization. So obviously I'll have to finish by maybe one or a few minutes, just few minutes past one. Anyway, that's if it leads to that. Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. So once you join me, please remember to give the video a thumbs up and please let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Thank you. Please give the video a thumbs up for me. Let me use my other phone to see if I can. I hope everything is going on well. Thank you. I hope you can hear me. Though I've got a fan on, I don't think it should really be disturbing as such. Please let me know if you can hear me. Can you drop a comment or emoji? Oh, hello, honey. Oh, how are you, honey? Sight. Nice to see you here. Good afternoon. How are you? How is Nigeria doing? How is work? And thank God it's Friday to everyone. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Like I said earlier, my voice might not be as loud as okay, you can hear me clearly. Thank you. I'm struggling with my voice right now. Thank you. Let me wait for a few more minutes. It's meant to start at 2 o'clock exactly. Then before I start the topic, work is stressful as usual. I can imagine. And working in a bank, because I watched one of your video where you say you work as a bank, so I can imagine how stressful it will be. Just a few minutes ago, I just got off a chat with one of my bank as well, as my banking app has refused to work for a couple of days. So I know we can stress you guys sometimes, but I pray you meet with those who are polite, because if you meet with customers who are more polite, it ease off the stress as well. People who are appreciative. It's not those that will come and just start they take their aggression out of the maybe cashiers or the people they are banking with anyway. So you see me sipping some of my water. I've got honey and ginger. I said ginger, garlic, and warm water that I've been trying to take to help myself. I didn't even bring the straw, but I can drink it from here. Amen. Thank you. And I've got this as well. I don't know if people know it. Something buttermint. I've had tom tom. I've had so many things that people recommend, but I'm getting there. Thank you. I'm seeing something one love Facebook. Okay, okay. I've forgotten that I opened the Facebook thing. So, hi, Craig. Hope you're doing well. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. As usual, you always tune in for me. I appreciate you. So, it's 2 o'clock here. Since I want to try and keep up to the time, as the topic says, is it advisable to marry early? Is love enough? So I'm not able to pull out case study. I've got a couple of them that actually led to this, but I'm still gonna do another one at a time, which we can maybe deliberate more on. Is love really enough? Is it advisable to marry early? We see a lot of maybe celebrities or people that bring in their issue to social media, um, that to let us know that they are no longer together. Let's say, for example, Nini Owo, which I'm sure majority of you have seen the news, how they've been bringing out their issues. They've been showing us love, how they love themselves, how they've been keeping up with loving and in the marriage and all that. But recent, they've come out to say they are no longer together. If you look at it, they marry also quite a bit early. What is early to you might not be early to me. Some people will ask me, how old is your first child? If I tell them, they're like, you marry early. I married at my late 20s. So some people marry like 22, 25. I now say as at that time that I didn't marry early, but some, because they married at maybe 30 something, they feel you marry early. So what is early to you might not be early to me. But some people will say they are in love, they've been together for years, they have they've been together for years, and maybe they are 21, 22, and they want to get married. And religiously, they will want them to get married if they're already maybe finished their schooling so that they don't start committing fornication. Some have their reasons, but let me hear from you. Let me try and copy the link in case anyone will come and help me out here. So I've dropped the link. If anyone is online and anyone is ready, if anyone wants to help me out or respond by typing, or you want to come in and drop your own sense, that would be lovely. Instead of keeping the two screen, let me just log into Facebook on my handset. So is anyone still here with me? Let me just close the door because I'm not sure if the TV is actually interfering in this. Okay. Okay, it seems but who is the silent watcher? I don't know. I've got two people on. Can you also respond by typing if you don't want to come online? Excuse me.
Holy shit, this is too exciting.
I think I might be able to see. Okay, so for me, religiously, because some people feel that was how I were also taught of when we're growing up. They don't want to encourage too much of early marriage, but at the same time, when they see two people, that they're seeing each other, feelings are growing, they try to let them settle down early so that they don't start. They don't want to hear the story of somebody's pregnant. And if any party, any and if eventually if the ladies get pregnant, they will ask the guy to marry the lady. So some people tend to get married early because of that, because they got into the family way early. It now makes them to start living together as husband and wife. Some parents, of course, they will force them to go and perform the traditional rite and they start living together. While they were doing the boyfriend and girlfriend, they were not able to actually subdue themselves well if it is someone that they want to actually spend the rest of their life with. But how the society was then is that, whatever the man wants is what the woman should comply with, and the women are groomed to comply with whatever their husband wants. The man who impregnate the lady automatically will have to marry the lady. Traditionally, most of the culture. There is no story of are you guys in love, are you guys this or that. You impregnate, for you to know how to do, you must also marry. So they make them to marry them. And the lady as well don't want to be laughed at. They comply. Thank you, Smart. Thank you for joining. Thank you for the light. Thank you. So they start complying to whatever the guy wants. And some of them, they, even if the guy is not ready for marriage, they, like I said, the fact that there's a child in the on the way, they are made to marry the lady. Most of the time it's not actually the man that will be, would I say, controlling or be in the lady's life alone. The lady might actually be living with the guy's family, so she tends to be controlled, or also still being trained by the husband's family. This goes on and on. And if the guy is now able to have a way, his way being paved, and they get a good job, maybe they leave and start living in the city, and on and on. The lady keep on doing, but the generation that we're in, we notice that most of the people that got married early, they don't really last. When I mean early like that, they don't really last. So I'm not saying all of them. So far that I've seen, it seems it's now more of the people that got married early. Some will just say they just realize that they are no longer in love with the person, or their attitude is not as what they expect it to be. It could be because they've upgraded. People upgrade maybe academically, their work, and every other thing. So some marriage is not early marriage does not work for them. Some feel, oh, they feel they were trapped in early, that, oh, if they knew, that's what I hear from most people that get married early, that if they knew, they could have waited, or if not the child that was on the way that came into the between the distance, they wouldn't have. Some will say if they have their way, having your way is like, if they could turn back the hands of the clock, they wouldn't dare make that mistake. Some feel they're not mature enough. What they knew in the past 5, 10, 20 years, if they know those things, they wouldn't have even settled down yet, as at the time they settled down. And civilization has come into place. Some of them, of course, like I said, if they are pregnant, is now the cultural thing for most people. That's why I put um societal pressure that you must marry. Even the lady, once they are pregnant, they'll start telling the guy, I'm pregnant, so you must marry me. Some of them do that. But years later, they will realize that I shouldn't have even married this guy. So, from your own perspective, does early marriage really work? Is it advisable to encourage early marriage? If you have young adults and maybe they have someone they are seeing, and the person said, oh, they are ready for marriage, and they come to you that they want to marry, would you frown at it? Would you be thinking of how long would it be? Those are the questions. As in, is love enough? Because some of them will say, oh, I loved him then. The love they had there were puppy love, baby love. They haven't been able to see what it's all about. Like, they need to have so many things put in place. As in, is love enough to determine, okay, they can marry? They can marry since they said they love each other. Is the societal pressure also adding to some people getting married where they have not even found themselves? Some have not found themselves. So please, if you join, please remember to give the video a like, and please make yourself visible. I see a couple of people that have popped in and out. So, like I was saying, is it advisable to marry early? Would you advise your sister, your cousins, or whatever people to marry early? And I've actually addressed that what is early to some people might not be early to you. Some people, 30 is not too early, it's too early for them. Why some will say it's too early? Is it advisable that people should marry early? Do you think early marriage lasts longer? Do you think they tend to find themselves after a couple of years? Some people after 20 years, they're tired of themselves. They're tired of seeing each other. What are your thoughts on this? Let's be sincere. we buy clothes. Let's say this top dress is a dress I'm wearing. Now, I got it, I liked it. After a couple of years, I might not like it anymore. I might not like the way it looks. Maybe it's faded, or maybe I just don't like the style anymore. I might have liked, maybe I don't like the color, you know. But initially, when I got it, I like it, I love it. It could be like that. Should you look into that direction? Why do we think early marriage is advisable? Why do we think early marriage is not advisable? Do we think it lasts longer? Do we think people that get married at early stage, 20 years, 25, 30 years after they are still together? Let's say, let's take Wumi Obey and Today Obey, for example. They've been on for a couple of years. Because I remember when I was still a teenager, they were singing and all that then. So, and I think they clocked 60 a year last month. They are like a year older than me. I said, yeah, a decade older than me. So imagine they started their love tour a bit early. Some people will say, oh, it's too late. So what is late for some people might not be late for others. Do we advise that in the society, or what we're saying of recent? Do you think early marriage now, is it advisable? Does it really work? Statistically, to me, it seems a lot of them are now coming out to say they've been struggling in the marriage just because of what the society, or because of the family pressure, the societal pressure. They were trying to put up with it. Of course, a lot will say they decide to stay in because of their children. And we've seen couple of the couples that when their children has gotten to a stage where they don't need to babysit them, some of them, the moment their children get to secondary school or they are going to uni, they start coming up with, you know what, they can no longer live together. Some actually divorce themselves in their mind. They are no longer together with that partner. They were just struggling. What are your thoughts from this place? Let me hear from you. Thank you. Let me pause a bit and take the light. I mean, take my water. I'm coming. So it seems it's only me and Annie that is here actively, and I know Smart might be driving because I know she does live. Few other people that are online that I can see here, they're not responding. Can you guys please give the video a thumbs up? Let's hear from you. Drop an emoji. Let me know you're here. Let me give you a shout out. Contribute to the matter on the ground. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Are you married? Are you planning to get married early? If you're married, did you plan to get married early? What do you see to it? Would you advise your sister, your brother, your children to marry early if they find love? When they find love, is love enough as well? Love, is it only the love that they need to consider if they love each other? You know, some people will say if they love each other, there's no blah blah blah. Would they? And gossip creativity. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know you got connected to me yesterday. I'm trying this live on Friday for the first time. I'm trying to find the balance of, maybe I'll pick Friday as my live stream day, but the timing might change. I don't know. Thank you for joining me in Ngozi Creativity. Ngozi Creativity is a YouTuber as well. From what I heard, she just started a YouTube recently. So please feel free to connect with yourself. Annie Insight has been here. to keep it up with me. So you're welcome again, Ngozi Creativity. I appreciate you for coming. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, so I have a cough, I have a sore throat, so I'm just managing myself. So I will try and keep the stream to just 1 hour. So the topic is it advisable to marry early? Would you advise someone to marry early? And for those who married early, either you're married right now or not, we're not debating or trying to put anyone down for getting married or because they are not married yet. And there's a lot of people that got married a bit late. They find out that they've known a lot and they know how to handle maybe some situation. So to some, it's okay to marry the bit late. I would even subscribe to that. When I say late, what is late or early to me might be different from you, but I think they're more mature. You know, maturity matters and how they can handle negativity between themselves, how they can handle struggles. These are the things that some people don't understand when it comes to marriage. They just feel, oh, because they are in love with each other, every other thing will follow. Do you think love alone is enough? It's not only about love to me. There are certain things that, as I was, would I say, aging in marriage, because the moment you get married, it's like you just started your year one, your day one, it becomes years. I'm getting to understand certain things. Even there are some things that I'm just wondering myself that what made me accept this thing from this man the other time? Why did I allow him to do this to me 10 years ago? You know, so we kept, but and I feel like, no, I shouldn't be taking this. It's taking me for a ride. And sometimes they were like, I don't even know why I allow you to do so thing. It happens. We're growing and we're knowing each other more. We're learning to accept each other flaws as well. People don't, as in, are these people also ready to know that there are growth in marriage? That's why I said, is it advisable to marry early? Would you advise someone to marry early? Would you advise them, your cousin, your brother, your children to marry early? If your children come home today and say, oh, they want to marry, and maybe they are underage, what I mean under, if they are early in their early adulthood, would you just not frown at it? Would you ask question? What are your opinion? Is love enough? Would it make it last? Would love alone make it last? That's why I say, is love enough to make it last? Then what about the societal pressure? If you want to join, if you want to call darling, please, you can, you're free to do that to also assist me. Guys, please don't forget to give the video a like, please. Thank you. And for those who are watching me silently, I appreciate you as well. One day you will come up. You will decide to show your face. Most times when I'm on live, I see that there's some people, but they end up not saying anything. Maybe they just enjoy listening. But you know, when you come on, it will encourage me to um maybe do what I am doing well. I don't know if you guys can hear a bit of a sound. I've got a little and fan around. It's very, very hot here. It's really, really hot. So I'm sure you guys can see that I'm sweating. I still have my small fan here. So, let me hear from you. What are your thoughts? What are the disadvantages? Um, if I don't really hear from people, I will not be dropping everything. I would love it to be an interactive section, really, so that I can also see from people's or other people's perspective. It's not only about how I see things. If we have some people might decide to drop their own sense and we might be we might be on the same page. What are the things that you think needs to be considered? Is love enough to make it last. Some people will say, oh, they didn't love themselves from the beginning. That's why they ended it early. Your audio is okay. Thank you. Some will say, oh, it's because they didn't love themselves from the beginning. It was just baby love. If they love themselves, no matter what the woman does, he won't leave the woman. No matter what the man does, she won't leave the man. Eh? Is that how it is? What so is the way people say things, are they also thinking of maturity? Because some will say, oh, as long as they are mature enough. Some will say, as long as the man can provide for the family, they're fine to go. Wow, really? Okay, that's the way they say it, and we should accept that for them. But if others are now talking, or we're now talking, they might see it from another perspective. Oh, Ngozi Creativity, thank you for joining me. Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Good afternoon,
Well, can you
Ngozi.
hear me?
Yes, I can
Can you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Good afternoon. Yes, I can
Oh,
hear
the
you
audio.
very well. Oh my God. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hearing you
I
very
don't know why
well.
it's coming in and out, but I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Okay, you can hear me now. Okay, good.
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining me.
Good
Thanks for
afternoon,
bringing me
sister.
out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's my first time here, and I know I'm going to learn a lot when I'm here. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, talking about the topic. For me personally, I feel it's better to marry later in life.
Mm,
You made a point about maybe people might make jest of you, or you might feel the pressure that at your age you haven't gotten married.
mhm,
But let's not forget that marriage is between two people, not necessarily you and the public. The Igbo culture, when you marry somebody, you marry the family. I understand that. But at the end of the day, if you miss it in that marriage, you are the only one that will bear the consequences of the choice you make.
oh God, God bless you.
So so when it's better you marry late and you make the right choice and you enjoy your marriage than for
Mm,
you to marry early to please the crowd or to please the people or those who genuinely care for you. But when things become very rocky,
mm,
there is no one to turn to. And
mm,
when you eventually leave the marriage, these same people will be the ones that will mock you.
yeah.
So later in this life that I'm living in, I've come to realize that it's not being selfish, but do what will make you happy.
The
Do
later on.
what will make you happy. Because even your own biological children will not be with you forever. No matter what is going on in this life, they will bury you alone. Nobody will share your grave with you. Do you
Yeah.
understand me? So,
Mm.
because even our Lord Jesus, after all the good things he did, he went 6 feet underneath. Nobody shared the grave with him.
No one know. Mm-hmm.
So, when you are loving, when you are being kind, do everything with sense. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, okay, let's look at this popular actress, Rita Dominic. Everybody can see that she's happy. Though
Mm.
we are speaking as outsiders, so we don't know whether that is how it is inside. We hope that is how it really is inside. But this
Yeah.
lady married very late. I think
Yeah.
she's in her 50s, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas
No,
her mate now, sorry?
late 40s. Yeah. Late
Okay,
40s.
okay. Ah, okay. But even in that late 40s, imagine somebody who is in her late 40s living in Nigeria. You know the pressure that that person will be getting, that lady, you know. But she
Mm.
didn't look at the society. She didn't even look at. I remember I watched one of her interviews in one popular lady talk show in Nigeria called Your View, I think. Your
Yeah.
View.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked her a question that how do you feel when people begin to pressure you or something like that about marriage? She said, the problem is not me, the problem is them. What is wrong with them? I mean, I love that response she gave. Something is wrong with the society, you know. Take your time and make your choice. Okay, look at what's going on in Nigeria now. Break
Mm.
up here, divorce here, break up here,
Everybody.
divorce here.
Yes, so. Yes,
And
so.
the most heartbreaking thing is the children. It's the most heartbreaking thing. The children have to struggle. Who are they going to live with? They have to struggle about with having two addresses. They have to struggle with the chances of them having a stepmother. They have
Mm.
to struggle seeing their mother secretly crying. The woman thinks she doesn't. They don't know, but they know that she's sad.
I
They
know.
have to
Yeah.
struggle with a lot of things. They have to struggle with their father loving another woman. There is no child that will not want their father to be faithful to their mother. They have to
mm,
struggle with sometimes the stigma of living with a single mother. So many things can go wrong. So as a single woman, you have to sit down and think. If you don't see anybody that will really love you, somebody that really has the fear of God, my sister, it's better to remain single. Do
mm,
you know what it feels like giving your body to somebody, knowing that that person is sleeping outside with different people? Is it
mm,
not better you remain single and have your body to yourself? Because if you deny the man this thing, they will say you are not submissive. So you
mm,
submit, expose yourself to all kinds of sicknesses. When single people think about all the chances of missing it in life and making the wrong choices, it is better to be single. Do you understand? It's better
yeah,
to be single. If a man is talking down on you, disrespecting you, and you're not married to him, you say, my friend, please go. You have your choices to live. But when you are married, you sit down and swallow all kinds of things because you know the consequences of leaving that marriage. A broken engagement is better than a broken home, a broken marriage. So ladies should learn to know their worth and their value, and they will make right choices. And if that right choice is not there, just remain single and have your peace. Even the Bible, even make it clear, it's not the book of Rome. I think St. Paul wrote it that it's better to be single than for you to be married. But if you know that you cannot contain your passion, then get married. It's in the Bible.
mm,
It's easier sometimes to be single where you know that, okay, you can do this, you can do that. But if you must marry, which is not a bad thing because I am married, marriage is beautiful. But if you must marry, look for a right person to marry. If you don't see, remain single, even if you are 60. That's the truth. So this is the little I have to contribute. I'm sorry, sister, I cannot stay here because I'm painting and I need to concentrate and do it. But I'll still be listening in the background.
no problem. I do appreciate you. You've actually helped me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, then you're welcome, dear. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you. That's Ngozi creativity. She's a I think she's a crafter. She does I'm still going to revisit her play her this thing. So she's still new. Please support her on her channel, please. And please feel free to support each other to mingle among each other. Thank you, Clement, for the super chat. I appreciate you. God bless you. God bless you. So, from what she has said, she actually said some of the things I have in mind as well. When we were growing up, it has been a case of, you once you are dating someone, they're already thinking of marriage. Of course, we still do it. Sometimes I will ask my daughter, are you seeing somebody? If I see her chatting with someone, I'm like, are you seeing someone? Are you guys seeing each other? You're like, no, we're just friends. I'll say, okay. So, but that back then, for you to be seeing that person, they're already thinking of marriage. And if they now get pregnant, they were forced to start living together. Of course, if the guy wasn't ready, the lady will be living with the family, and all those bad news will happen. She will have to suck it in. So let's now take like the guy now got upgraded and moved to the city, and they are now living together. There are so many things that she will now start finding out about the guy. He will now start finding out, the man too will start finding out about the lady. But we as a female, as a woman, we are being groomed to serve the men. Whatever they say goes, and they will tell us that whatever he wants is what you must do. We're not being really given that choice of, we also can have our choice. What about me? What about what I want? When it says they want, they don't want to know if you're tired or whatever, and all that. But in the society that we're in, we're not able, as a female, to be able to question some of them, like, how come our own feelings are not being put into consideration, and a lot of that. And some ladies find that their men are out there doing whatever they want to do without thinking of their feelings. So they feel, will feel that they can't suck it up anymore. A lot of people suck it up because of the children. and the societal pressure, like Ngozi has said. If you think you're not ready, you're not equipped enough, there's so many things you should ask yourself, which I might be bringing that on another time. You should ask yourself before getting married. I'm talking from experience. There are certain things that I then, like 10 years ago, I will be thinking, oh, if I know like this, I wouldn't have gotten married. I don't think I was ready there. But me, I was ready. Oh, I was ready. Thank you for the super chat, Jumi. Thanks for coming. It's been a while, Sister Jumi. This is my sister. Oh. So my sister decided to remember me today. So thank you, Jumi. Thanks for the super sticker. God bless you, may your pocket never run dry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. So that's Jumi's kitchen. Please feel free to connect with her. She's not always on YouTube, online. She's been busy of recent. I've been trying to push her that she must drop video, but she's trying now. She's trying to come back again. She feel a bit, people are not really supporting us sometimes. I will know we're dropping good content. So she said she's just passing by. She's working currently. No problem. She will rewatch later. No problem. Thank you. You've used that super sticker to shut me up. Yeah, no problem. We will talk now. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for the super sticker. So, like I was saying, if people that are already married, couple of years after, some will look at it and know that there are certain things they've actually sucking from the man they married, that in the world we're in, they will frown at it like, why would you do that? No, I don't like it. But before, you just like, you can't say anything. You just like, or you're just being cold, which I do. But excuse me, as the time goes on, how civilized the world is, especially when you now live in a world where, okay, women's voice can also be heard. We start saying it that you also have a right, and it's just the way and manner you discuss it with your partner, that or your spouse, your husband, that, oh, your wife, that, oh, that thing you did, I didn't like it. Before, they were not given the chance to really, I think they were like, are you okay? Before you know, they will go and bring another woman in. That alone makes some women scared, and they are not able to voice out or show their emotions, that, oh, I don't like that thing you did, or because they don't want the man to go and bring another woman in. You see? So, are they actually ready enough? Did they know how to handle situations? Being in love with each other, they see themselves, they like each other. Maybe it's just the look. It's the pressure. People have seen them together, so they feel that they must end up to be husband and wife. Are they compatible? Are they compatible? Some people seems to be compatible at the early stage, but they are not able to keep on for long in the marriage. They are struggling to accept each other's flaws, or each other's flaws are now coming glaring at themselves, and they feel, whoa, I can't cope with this is not working. They start talking to each other, and when they have children, children start listening to them. Like Ngozi has said, that you get to a stage, your children are not going to go everywhere with you forever to the grave. Before we even get to the grave, let me tell you, sometimes if I'm upset with what their dad is doing and I'm frowning my face, there will be these children will even be canceling you. They'll be canceling you. Like, oh, should marriage do this one? Should marriage? They will even be telling you what you shouldn't have taken. What should have? Oh, I don't think you should have done. Accept this one. I don't think you. I'm wondering. Like, look at the person that born yesterday. You get to that stage, they cannot. They will even be blaming you for some things that they feel, oh, are there. They'll say, oh, I don't think I can take this from a man. Okay. So they are also learning from our own, whatever we're doing, in as much that most of them will say, oh, their parents is their um what's it called, role model. They see things that they do not, they wouldn't want in a man, that their dad is doing, which is your husband, or you, that you're doing, that they think, or they will not be able to take. So there's just a lot of learning process. But as at the time, are these people ready for marriage? Early marriage, is it advisable? Are they mature enough? What are the things that they are considering. It's not only about, oh, as long as the man can provide for the family. Is it only about providing for the family? Would they be able to be each other's partner, cope with each other's flaws? You're welcome, mommy great. You're welcome. Thanks for joining me. Good afternoon. Thank you. Please remember to give the video a like for me. Thank you. So I plan to spend only 1 hour, maximum maybe 1 hour, 15 minutes. And I also have someone I need to support. And they're having their monetization today. Grace Adilegon. If anyone knows, please, I think it's 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock if you can join. So like I was saying, I was asking, is it advisable to marry early? Is love enough to make it last? Because if we notice, most people that got married few years back, they married early. People were, admiring their love and all that. There's some of them that are coming off marriage of recent. Let's say Nini Owo, for example, and a few other celebrities that we know, or people around us. You know, early marriage, we see that they love each other, they be together, and some of them, see, 10 years, 20 years, it's not a bit, so it's long, it's very long. My marriage is over 20 years, and yeah, I would tell you, it hasn't been easy. A few things that I was talking of then, some I can't take it now. I will ask question or we need to talk. And there are certain things that I feel, yeah, marriage has actually made me to understand. It makes me to be more acceptance, and also to be more, to learn to accept someone's flaws. Some flaws I want to discuss it if I can help. It's not a case of, oh, I'm getting angry, keeping space. When they were doing those love, they might be used to keeping malice. But in marriage, if you continue to keep malice in marriage, the marriage is going another way. Then it's not going straight anymore. It will start bending. Before you know it, they can't keep up to it anymore. So is this person ready? Are people ready for this early marriage? People that gotten married very early. Does it last now from what we see? Some is 10 years, some is 25 years. And we'll say, yeah, let's give them a clap. They did well. 25 years is not a beans. Some suck it off for a very long time before, what's it called? Before they left it till maybe their children are going to uni. Is it high school? College, they call it in, secondary school, they call it in Nigeria. Before they will say, okay, they can now leave. They suck a lot up, but they feel they can't take it anymore. And now, right now, the world is civilized. Things are happening, and they will say, if you know you're not happy, get out. But for me, it's okay. I will say, be mature enough, know what you want, and have a tangible thing to do. So that when it's not working, you're not buying yourself, you're not going to delete yourself because of that. But also learn how to uh compromise sometimes. What can you sacrifice? Can you sacrifice your life? All this I love it, to tip to breast or this one. When the situation come, they are not able to. Congratulations, my 20 years now. No, it's not 20 years or 50 years. It's not 20. I said over 20 years. Thank you, but it's not my wedding anniversary. I appreciate. Thank you. So yeah, so if you think you can't really cope with someone's flaw, I think you're not ready as well. There are some flaws that you can't be able to cope with for a while. Also remember that you also have flaws. Me, there are some flaws in you. I don't know if you're being truthful to yourself. You can see that if you look back a few years back, you see something, you notice some things that you used to do, but you shouldn't have done it. But right now, I know I've matured enough to know that, oh, that thing. Even sometimes I will ask him, I'll call his nickname. I'm like, how did you even cope with that? How did you accept that? You say, oh, you don't know. I know it's baby that is doing you that time. You see, we will talk about it. So it's part of a growth. We're growing. It doesn't mean that it doesn't offend me. Like I used to say, almost every live stream, when it comes to relationship, I'll say sometimes I'll feel like logging out of marriage. I think there should be a button that you just press log out. The same way we can log out from our app on the phone. Then when we're okay, we want to use it, we'll go and press login. Sometimes I feel like being single. Yeah. And sometimes marriage is marriage, oh, marriage. So, it depends on what is being on what you're putting on the table as well. How are you growing up? How are you managing angers? How are you managing situation? Are you guys still feeling it? Some people don't feel it anymore. I did put an example on for maybe this thing, that this dress I'm wearing. I like it right now. It might be 5 years, 10 years time. I might not like it anymore. Maybe it's the color I don't like, or the dot, or maybe the way I look. I might not just like it anymore. Some people, they do fade out of love, and some people say, oh yeah, if you love that person from the beginning, you must love them to the end. Love never fails. Okay, if you said that, I will say okay as well. But sometimes if you're not in the situation, you might not know. But also take, for example, your friends, your colleague, there's certain behavior they are putting on, and you're thinking, I don't think I can keep up with this one for years. Yeah, that's how you should not now think of it as well. Marriage, for better for worse, they did not say they must buy you there. But so that we don't move away from the topic, we have a few minutes more, about let's say 20 minutes and more. Is it advisable to marry early? If anyone wants to come on, please, you can use the link. I've dropped the link earlier. Is love enough to make it last? Then what about the societal pressure? I've actually mentioned Nini Owo that, had his recent one. Ngozi creativity logged in, calling, and she made mention of Richard Dominic, which I also had in mind. I also said I was going to mention her name. That this lady got married a bit late. I think she was 45 or 46 when she got married. I know I was a few years older than her. So she got married, like, was it last year? I know her marriage is less than 2 years, and I know they've done a year anniversary already. But before then, some people will be asking, oh, she's doing fashion, she did not go and marry, I made her giving birth, at this one. Society will count it for you, which Ngozi was saying. If you now follow the pressure, she said it's those people, they don't, what's wrong with them? But she did not allow it to bother her. Let's be sincere, not that she's not bothered at all, because we're human. Sometimes in behind the closed door, she might be feeling it, that what's happening? What's happening? I'm not, these people are not staying. I'm giving my best. But I think she has determined that she will not overbend. When I mean overbend, because in marriage or in relationship, if you're like this straight alone, you're not. I'm not saying you should be bending all the time. Or they should be able to be a bit, oh, this man doesn't want it this way. He wants it this way. You guys will hold each other and like, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do this way. Let's do. But if you say it's only straight, oh, straight, 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 straight. What if you come across situation that will need you guys to bend to skip that thing? You're not bendable. Both parties has to contribute to the relationship to make it grow. You have to grow yourself. That's what it's all about. Are these two people that want to get married early, are they up to that? Are they mature enough? It's not about, oh, as long as the man can put food on the table. If he put food on the table, but not emotionally there for the lady. There are some that they are in love. The moment they get married, it seems they are seeing another person. They start complaining. Welcome, Dima. Welcome to the channel. She said love is not enough. Love alone is not enough. There are many things that that needs to be considered. But then it was love. Do you guys love each other? My dad did ask me some questions about me. He asked about love, of course, but he also asked me, what are the things you see? What are the things you put into consideration for this person? And I did list it. I was even shy to be telling him. And they will be observing what you're saying to know that they want to know, maybe you're thinking from where they think you are. If you're mature enough, if you're like, what if you say, oh, I love him, we love each other, and you're like, you love each other, they will like this one never see anything. They asked me, what did I see? What are the things I'm putting? And I did listed things. We talked about work. We talked about, what if this happened? They even asked, have you guys quarreled before? How did the they want to know. Even the quarrel that they were aware of, he was still asking me, because they want to see how you're thinking, how you're handling things. Because marriage There's so many life situations that will bump into marriage, and how you're going to handle it matters. So, like I said, welcome, Dima. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about marriage as well. Is early marriage advisable? What about their health as well? Some people get married early because of their health issue. Yeah, because some have been advised because of some health issue. They'll say, "Oh, you need to get married. You need to give birth early so that so thing." So anyone that comes, they go with it, or anyone that is available as at that time that seems okay, they go with it with faith, and it does work for some. It does work for some, and some it doesn't last long. But for me, I noticed that most marriages that started early, that the people that marry early then, at the age we're in, it seems they are finding themselves, and they are not able to hold on to marriages the way they were holding on to it then. It also seems that the way they were sucking up or holding on to marriage was because of the inability to speak out, the support they are not going to get. But right now, social media is there. You notice that most people are running to this lover, all this social media, this thing, and some don't want their this thing to be out there, so they just want to go. What are the things to be put into consideration if early marriage is advisable? People that marry early, did they last? Some take it because of situations surrounding them, because of what people will say, societal pressure, people that knows them. Let's say, for example, Nini Owo now. I'm sure before he announced the separation, maybe they might have parted ways maybe 3 or 4 months before, but it was just putting on the distance, and let them cool off a little bit before, so they can receive people's pressure. They know people are going to pressure them, come online and all that. We don't know what happened. It is the little pitch that they gave us, and people will start bringing up different narrative. Remember, people that loves me will bring up good narratives about me. People that love sin will bring up that's how it is, and some people will be neutral. Is early marriage advisable? I have said earlier that what is early to you might not be early to me. If anyone wants to join, we have about 15 minutes more. You can join. You can join to drop your cent. So what is early to you might not be early to me. What is late to you might not be late to me. That's how it is. But how mature are they? How are they able to handle some situation pressure? Some don't even know they will not be able to handle some pressures. Let's be sincere. They won't know. It is when it comes that, like, whoa, even the man might not even know he's going to cheat until when he finds something that is not cannot make him hold himself. The woman might not know that she's going to cheat or handle some situation, maybe family situation. So, do you love yourself enough? Or you're just thinking of what people will say? Because if you think of when people will say, which is the family pressure, societal pressure, and all that, when you get into the marriage, what will people will say? Will not leave. People will always talk. So you suck it, suck it, suck it, suck it. And when some situation happen, people will start saying, "Oh, why you are not happy in the marriage? It's not by force now. Why must you buy yourself? Why must you let yourself be buy?" And the Farida one that decided to want to jump into Lagoon the other day, it was part of this. Part of it is, it's been happening. What will people say? The maybe the money she borrowed. There's so many things that she's surrounding herself with, and she's thinking the best thing is to just log out of this world. Would you be able to log out because of that man? Then no, they will say, "Oh, I can buy because of you. I can this one because of you. You're the cockroach in my cupboard. Look for more cockroach for him to be in the cupboard." But sincerely, seriously, certain things need to be considered. And let's thank God for the society we're in, the would I say the generation we're in. People are being encouraged to also learn more, update themselves, and know more, be able to speak up. There are some supports. So you have time to be able to say you know what, let me groom myself. Let me look after myself. Let me know that I am ready for marriage. Not anyone that comes. Anything that comes, you now start saying later, oh, I didn't know you smoke. I didn't know you do this one because there was no enough time. There are some that would, even if you date them for 10, 20 years, you start seeing other behavior after 2 years of marriage. I'm telling you, some don't even know. Some, it was situation that made them to change. Maybe loss of jobs, misfortunes, so many things happening. We do understand. That's why I said, would they be able to handle pressure? They might not know. It's also the grace of God as well. It's not how long you have married. I might say I'm married for 5 years now, and the next thing, the 5 years is no long. They will say the person was once married. He will be once married. So we have people that marry at 34, and you know what? They are still like, it's, they know themselves that they are discovering themselves and they are loving marriages. They are handling situation well because they are well mature. They've seen, they have seen. Our parents will say then that what they can see while they are sitting down. If we climb up, we cannot see it. They can see more, and life has taught them a lesson. They have seen so many things. They are able to handle some situation. Their level of tolerance and patience as would I say mature enough. There's a difference from sucking things in and being patient. Excuse me. Yeah, there different between that, because when you're just because of what people will say, and handling things, discussing it and looking for, oh, do you need help? Do you think we need help in this area? Do you think we should sort for help out there and all that? That's part of maturity. But when you keep talking everything in, you're not able to express yourself. You get to a stage where you see you can't do it anymore. You bust out, and when you bust, you might misbehave. And that's what the people out there are going to hold on to. The action you took, they will still say it. Oh, she wasn't this, she wasn't that. Or it wasn't this, it wasn't that. So for me, I feel early marriage, I won't say it's advisable. If it happens to them, good luck, and I will wish them all the best. If it doesn't, if it happened late, good luck as well. And I hope that you make use of what you have learned while you were waiting. Because while you were waiting, you were also grooming yourself. You've learned, you're mature enough, you have more level of tolerance. Let's be sincere, the more we grow, the more we can tolerate some things too. There are some things that you think you can't tolerate, but the way you handle not being able to tolerate it matters. If you remember, I said, oh, sometimes I would think, what I did a couple of years ago, why did I accept that from that person? Like, I feel I shouldn't have. But now I can discuss it. That's why I mean that what you think you cannot tolerate it, the way you handle it, the way you address it matters. You don't like social thing. If you talk to the person, your way of communication could actually make that person listen. Don't forget that I've actually said this in one of my posts before, that most times we are ready to we listen to respond. Sometimes we don't listen to understand. So if they do something you don't like and you attack it harshly, that's what they received. They might not sit down to think, oh, why did she behave like that? Why this? Why? They respond back with the same, mostly they will respond back, and the heat start going on. As time goes on, as you mature more, you might realize that maybe I shouldn't have actually the way I responded or the way I gave that message, I was too harsh. Maybe I should have said it in a calming way. And if they now see you that you say, oh, can we talk? So thing happened. I didn't like it. And they'll be wondering, just wonder you're talking in a calm way. Is everything okay? Yes, now everything is okay. Are you sure? Because they don't know you to be like that. And you might smile like, because you're growing. It's part of growth. That alone will, like, okay, they're appreciating you, that so they've done something wrong, but the angle you took it through wasn't the rough one, like Basbo's one. So there's so many things that, when they marry a bit late or mature enough, if they are ready and they've achieved a couple of things, they are able to see life differently. She said, my neighbor husband is dying gradually of cancer. They have been happily married for 53 years. Can you imagine? They have not even born me when they've been married. So you see, when health issue comes in, they are still there. Oh, they are still there. I did say that some people got married early because of maybe they were advised by the doctor give birth early. So any man that come, okay, or anyone that is ready, or they tend to cajole one to be more serious. Everybody's, and some will say, oh, if not because of social condition, I wouldn't have married your dad. I've seen that one, that. When I mean that very well. So you'll be wondering, so there wasn't that much connection, but they make it work. So sometimes you could see marriage as being very intentional. Yeah, being very intentional about it, because there's a lot you will need to learn. How it works for your parent, it might not work for you that way. What your mom were able to take in there, or your dad, the way it happened during those times is not the way it's happening right now. You might not be able to handle it the same way. If they were in our generation right now, facing the same thing, they might not be able to handle it that way. So it's okay for us to put this into consideration. And for your neighbor that, is having health issue, I pray that God come into that situation, and, the Lord would not go down in Jesus' name. Please give me a minute. Yeah, so I pray that wherever they are battling with health-wise, God will continue to strengthen them. I know the cancer is not an easy, it's not easy at all, even for people that are helping them to manage it. Not to talk of people going through it as well. It's difficult. People going through this for years is a lot. It's draining, and even when the love is no longer there, the partner will have to say, I have to stick around to show more love and support. This is part of, people that, maybe they've been together for a very long time, or maybe the partner have left. They will be having some reflection back, like maybe they shouldn't have, maybe they should. Like I said, for me, don't think of societal pressure. Societal pressure will still be there even once you're married. Any action you take once you're married, societal pressure that were there before will be the one also pointing fingers to bring you down. They will point fingers to use your story, your family, your marriage as a case study, or to use it to describe you. Oh, that's the lady that got married, that got divorced last year. Oh, that's the woman that this one. They will still use it. People will still be there. Online in-laws, netism, they will still be there to talk. Meanwhile, they have theirs. They have their. If you always want to think of them alone, you might take a wrong decision. Do you love yourself enough? Do you think you have achieved enough, or achieved to a certain stage? Let me drink, please. Do you think you have achieved enough? What if it didn't work? Are you ready to work hard? Do you think you already know your limits? Do you have a deal breaker? Are you guys discussing it? These are the things that, for me to say, it's advisable for people to marry early. There are some questions that I need them to answer within themselves. It's not for them to just tell me, yes, yes, we love each other. Yeah, we love each other. When during that love, when test of love come, in fact, there are some tests of love that you feel like picking race. So yes, so you feel like picking race. You don't even know, want the third party, someone out there, to know test of love is happening in the marriage. So don't think of what people will say. Are they mature enough? For me, love alone is not enough. There's a lot that needs to be put into consideration, but do not bow to societal pressure. Societal pressure could make you make a wrong decision, which it will still have an impact in your life. It's like a print, it will be there. You might want God to beautify the print on you, and some will use it as they will be mentoring people. But at the same time, if they were given the chance to turn back the hand of clock, they will say they weren't really ready there. but they've known better. To me, if you can wait a little bit more, if you have that person, you guys should study each other more and get mature more. And also, please don't forget prayer. I always put everything in prayer, and for God to continue to help and lead you guys. If they find people that maybe they find themselves in to want to marry early. So that's for me. That's it for me. Love is not enough. There are a lot that needs to be put into consideration. People that got married early, then most of them in this world that we're in, they're already trying to say, I think it's time for everyone to go their own way. We can manage the children. Why some they will do the best, but they've forgotten that the children are watching them. The children will still take those characters, those attitude to go and meet another girl or another boy that they are dating. So many things needs to be put into consideration. Ngozi said she tearfully told me today that the doctor has given up. You see, so and I don't know if the man is aware, even when they know that they are in their end time, they will be everything you do is they will just be remembering how when things were still very rosy between you guys. And we want them to have a very good happy ending. That's end of life treatment. So there's a lot that the woman will be sucking in. It is well with their family, and I pray that God will comfort and strengthen her as well, because it's not easy to look after or be around those people as well. It's not easy. She said, I am sad for them, but I admire them being together that long. Yeah, it's not easy. We know even our parents, what they have gone through, it's not easy at all. It is well with them, it's well with everyone. People that are going through health issue, I pray that, God will intervene, God will touch every part of them, God will strengthen them. And the people that are supporting them, welcome, versatile Nurse Francis, you're welcome. So I pray that they find it easy. It's not easy, but they find it easy in a way that God strengthened them and they're able to pull through. It is not easy out there. And I'm going to say it's not everything we see on social media that are real. People that want to bring out their own marriages or whatever, or they want to show their love, maybe they're still single, but they're not married, but they have someone dating, they want to show the world. When they are not together, when things are not working well, maybe they are not talking to each other or they offend each other, they don't bring those things out there. Most of them don't, because they've created the part of you seeing the good side of them. So when things were not rosy anymore, they keep it, they hide it till when they can't take it anymore. When they can't take it anymore, some of them try to hide. They don't want the world to see, because they've been the one bringing their issue on social media. There's so many things to put into consideration why I think early marriage is not really advisable. But like I said, what is early to you might not be early to me. But if they're young adults, like my children, the young adults, they should go, they still have a lot of things to read, to study, and to also discover themselves. Have they discovered themselves? They still have a lot. So I don't think it's advisable. And in the next 20-25 years, do we think they're still going to be together? I don't know. Who am I? But we'll pray that the years they will still be together. For those who got married early, I pray that they're still together, that things works well, they're still able to cope well if things are working well with them. But if it's not working, don't cry yourself there. Thank you. Please, Nurse Versatile, please remember to give the video a like. I've said I'm going to finish by maybe 5 minutes time, which is I said 15 minutes time. I think we've clocked the time. It's almost 1:15, 1 hour 15 minutes, as like I said. Thank you everyone that have joined. Thank you for my super chatters. I love and appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I do not take your love for granted, though. Thank you. I didn't know that I will even initially when I started, I wasn't seeing anyone, but I thought, okay, I'll just do the little I can. Thank you, Annie Insight. I think she was the first one I saw. Musisi was here earlier before I log in. Thank you for coming. Musisi, I think he said he was going to be busy earlier. And thank you, Chisom. Thank you. God bless you. Annie Insight was the one with me for a while before Ngozi Creativity joined as well. No, Smart Conserver. Please visit her too if you can. Then Ngozi Creativity also joined. Thank you. As she called in to support to help my April self. She bailed me out too. Thank you. Thank you, Clement Treasure. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for the super chat, Jimmy. Thank you, Mommy Greg. I think Mommy Greg, yeah, Mommy Greg, she joined later. Um, God bless you. I appreciate you coming. And someone else joined. Dima as well. Thank you. Thanks for joining. God bless you. And Nurse Versatile, they joined. Thank you. And that's it for me. I just thought I should bring this. Let's think of is it advisable to marry early? Like Ngozi said, she said as for her, if you haven't found yourself, I think that's the cap of the same thing that I have. There's no need to get married. Don't bow to societal pressure. We use Rita Dominic as an example as well. Even the Rita Dominic that has now gotten married, when she got married, people were saying, "Oh, it's good to wait though." But now people are still now counting that she has not given birth. And some people are decided to start using her to say she's giving birth to twin, trying to remind her of what this is what society are all about. Online in-laws. People will always talk, people will always talk. So you think, if yourself, are you ready? Are you ready? What does it take for you to ready? What does it take for you to ready? Do you think you can handle it? Don't bow to societal pressure. Please don't. People that are getting married, that got married early, does it last? Not all of them. I think right now, of recent, 70% of them are now working out of it. They're separating for peace to reign, for their own sanity. So, do you love yourself enough? Have you found yourself? Have you discovered yourself before you can really discover someone else and manage someone else? Like I said, for me, I don't think early marriages should be advised, but if it happens, good luck, support them if you can. But make sure while you're supporting them, you first of all kind of lecture them, or would I say mentor them into this thing they want to go into. That there's a lot in there. Let them also remember there's a lot in there. It's not just like we go into supermarket, we walk out immediately. I went to go and do window shopping. It's not a window shopping thing. Some, when you tell them, they might need to go and recheck as well and rediscover themselves, that they shouldn't bow to societal pressure. And that's it for me, guys. I love you. God bless you. And thanks for coming. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye, Nurse Versatile. God bless you. Bye, Ngozi. And I will see you later. Take care. I hope the painting is going well. I'm coming to check. Bye-bye. Bye. People from Facebook are forgotten. God bless you. Or thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you're watching from Facebook as well, or if you're watching later, if you're watching this as a replay, please remember to give the video a like. Remember to give the video a like, and let me hear from the comment section what your thoughts are on this topic. True mommy, true mommy, you're welcome. I'm just about to go. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I said I will just keep it to 1 hour so that some people will be able to still watch a 1 hour stream. I want to be keeping it to 1 hour, maximum 1 hour 30 minutes. And I've got someone who is doing monetization today, which I want to support in like an hour. So I thought I should give myself a bit of a rest because of my throat as well. Thank you, True Mommy. Yeah, and I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for coming. Please remember to give the video a like. And if you're able to watch it later, you can let me know your thoughts in the comment section, because I know you're in this field a while ago. You're in this field before me. So I would love to hear your own thoughts from me. She's a big sister from Ghana. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. She said she would listen to it later. That's fine. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Have I not done? I don't think there is not nothing.